Hello once again, fellow friends. And of course, you know what that sound is. We got more baby chicks. Yes, it's called chicken math. We do already have chickies that are hardening off outside in a pen. And yes, we went to go get more. And here they are. Oh, so adorable. We got some white leghorns. And of course, we got my personal favorite, Rhode Island Reds. I don't know. I just find the Rhode Island Reds to be the friendliest and the most easiest. Plus, they'll eat out of your hand. I don't know. It's just me. I love Rhode Island Reds. But here's Madison. She's like a simple pro. She picks up the chick. She dips the beak in the water. She puts it down. And so on and so on. She's going to be my little farmer. And Nathan, he likes to play with them more than actually physically show them where the water's at. But all the chickens do get in there. They all get water. And it's totally great. But of course, when you bring home baby chicks, everybody is all like, oh, cute little babies. Everybody loves baby day. And in this video, spoiler alert, you're going to get 2 babies. Yes. So, at the beginning, we got the baby chicks. And at the end, we got baby rabbits. Oh, they're so cute. So this was a fun week of babies. He loves making them balance on his hand. So he did this box of the Reds, and then Madison finished the 3rd box of the Rhode Island Reds. Pardon me. Well, Nathan finished getting the food and the water all situated. Because we set the food and the water up off to the side so the kids can just dunk in the water bucket and put more water in there. And look at all these babies. They're so cute. Look at the little chicky nuggets. Nope, but these are our egg layers. They're not chicky nuggets yet. But they're adorable. And like I said, last week and this week, this is our friend's property. This is only like a small little area of where her horses are at. And we are trying to clear this. And on this day, we got most of these 3 trees gone. And her husband could come in and start to rebuild the fence that these trees are sitting on. But it was insane. We took 3 of these trailers out. Look at that. 3 of these trailers on this day. It was crazy. And these are our egg layers that we have now. This is only 3 days. We haven't been in the coop in 3 days. Look at all these eggs. It turned out to be like a 3.5 dozen eggs. So we're going to crack a whole bunch of these eggs. Make some breakfast burritos. Brought Michael to work the other day and he asked me to stop by McDonald's and grab him some of those breakfast burritos. I was like, okay. And the price on those things has went up exponentially. I'm like, you pay this much for those? And I said, we have free eggs from our chickens. I'm going to make you these things, and you can take them to work instead of buying them. That one kind of fell apart. Neat. Anyway. So here I am using up about 12.5 eggs here from our chickens. It is spring, and let me tell you, the chickens, they are a laying. I can't grab this one. Yep. And of course, if you've watched any videos before this, you will see that we got new chicks. So we have our chickens who are laying up a storm. And of course, chicken math, you know. We have more than enough eggs for ourselves and for our friends. And we get more. So that's the magic and wonders of chicken math, you know? You got enough, but hey, you never have enough chickens, right? Right. So I'm just gonna beat up all these eggs here. Beat up all of them up. They're gonna look good. I'm gonna take some of our freeze-dried mushrooms. Because you're making them homemade, right? You can put whatever you want in them. So, oh, Michael likes mushrooms. So in goes some mushrooms. Yep. Okay. It just wanted to help me along there. So I'm gonna take some freeze-dried onions. You didn't want to fall off. All right. I'm going to take some freeze-dried green peppers and red peppers. Look how pretty that looks. All right. I'm just going to smush. Smush them up so they get incorporated nicely. Look at that. I should have ziplocked the baggie. You want some chunks, but not really big chunks. I'll freeze dry them this way, and I'll also powder them. But we ran out of the powder because we made a lot of meatballs. So they all have their purpose, either big or powdered or small. I'm gonna mix these up, mix them in, get them all mushied and incorporated. Let them kind of hydrate themselves back with the eggs. So I'm gonna put this off to the side and just let it sit for about 5-10 minutes while that all rehydrates itself. Looking good. While I get my pan ready, because we're going to cook this in the oven, not on the stove. Now that it all had time to sit and look good and poof back up and become rehydrated, I'm going to pour it onto my buttered cookie sheet here. I mean, you can put this on the stove, sure, and you can cook it all that way and make it all fluffy. And probably do a few batches of it. Whoop, that's my oven preheated at 400 degrees. And I'm just going to put it on like so. You put that back in there. Right, and I'm gonna take some crushed pepper and some salt. Don't put your salt container on the stove. I need to get a new one. I was cooking on the stove and set it down, walked away from the stove, and ta-da! Came back and it was melted, deformed, decombobulated. All right, I'm just doing some simple salt and pepper, but of course, I mean, you can put jalapenos, you can put hot sauce, you can put everything you want, anything you want, because you're making it at home. You don't have to buy it from a restaurant. All right, while we wait for the eggs and the sausages to finish cooking, let's let the chickens out and the ducks. Morning, ladies. Morning. Come on all the way out. Come on. I gotta get in there. I gotta get in there. All right, we got 3 buckets, so corn, black sunflower seeds, and chicken feed. We separate it so they can have their pick. And there we go. Ta-da! And I have to change out the duck water. They make their water so messy every day. Every day you gotta dump it out and clean it. That was the first night our turkeys perched. That's exciting. This is what I come into this morning. Everybody's perched. Oops, sorry. You guys are ready to eat. And of course our meat chickens are always ready to eat. So let's feed them. If you're like me and you forgot to take these out to defrost them and then split this open and then cook it on the stovetop, you can take these, chop them into smaller pieces and put them in your blender and blend them up, and it's just like if you did it on the stovetop. Looks just like that. Amazing. So rest assured, if you totally forgot to take them out and defrost them, it's still workable and doable. Because sometimes life happens and you forget. But I took Italian sausage, I took a bratwurst, and I took a hot and spicy package. So I have all 3 different blends in here, which again, you're making them homemade, so you can make them how you want them. You just take them and throw them in here. And I blend it up. You want it really spicy? Go ahead and use really spicy, or you want it really cheesy? Use those queso ones. Or use whatever they have on sale. All right, now it comes to stuffing your tortilla. You can use whatever tortilla you want. These are just flour tortillas. You can put as many eggs or sausage as you want in yours. So I'm gonna stuff them pretty good. Then I got some Kobe Jack cheese. Yes, it's still frozen. I took it out of the freezer. But hey, these are going back in the freezer, right? So, does it really matter if your cheese is frozen? Because it's gonna go back and be frozen anyway. So I'm gonna take my burrito, or yeah, breakfast burrito, breakfast taco, however you wanna call them. And when you're at work, you really don't have a plate. So I thought parchment paper, right? Put that down first, and then take your tin foil Put it on an angle, roll it up. Nice and tight. And of course, we will put a Sharpie on here, breakfast burrito. And put it in the breakfast burrito area. So Michael can grab them and bring them to work. And then we just have to rinse and repeat. So not bad. We got 12 breakfast burritos. And that is what I had left over. Not bad. These are going to go in the freezer. Ready for breakfast. Awesome. All right, it's tick season. So it's also warm outside now here in the Ozarks. So I'm going to take Cash here short. And make them all skinny again. So we can see those ticks. Okay. Look at you, buddy. We're almost done. He is pretty naked, but it's easier to see the ticks. But I like to give him a little bit of pizzazz and keep the little part right here, the little crown area. I like to keep it a little bit longer, just so it gives him a bit more of a rounded head, if you will. But I think he likes to be short. He sure is a farm dog. He goes outside with us. He rolls around in the dirt. He's out in the woods, in the forest. And while we're gardening, he just sits there in the mud and watches. Yeah. Are you a good boy? Thank you. Love you too. You ready for summer? Oh, yes, you is. Let's go put all your fur in the bunny pen because the bunnies are about to have babies and they could use all this fur. Look at all this extra fur that the bunnies are going to have. It's exciting. Also on this night, we decided we were going to do fish because Nathan has been asking for fish. Ever since we had fish a while ago, almost every night, he's like, are we having fish tonight? Are we having fish tonight? Are we having fish tonight? So I appease Nathan with fish. And when we do, he is ecstatic. So this is just a simple beer batter recipe. You take a cup of flour. You take some cornstarch. You take your beer. You take 2 eggs. And you mix it all up to the consistency you like. If you like a thicker batter, of course, make it thicker. If you want it thinner, make it thinner. Sometimes I make it thin, sometimes I make it thick. Sometimes I like it really bubbly, so I'll do it twice. This time, we only did it once. But this is real time, just to show you how fast fish cooks. Doesn't take long at all. But you do want to make sure that you pat your fish completely dry. Completely dry. And have it at room temperature. Those are like your 2 secret ingredients. Room temperature and completely dry. Dip it in your beer batter or seltzer water batter if you don't want to do beer. And then put some oil of your choosing. We actually used some beef fat that I rendered earlier. And I did it in that. That is how fast and easy it is. It cooks extremely fast. Plates up nicely. Score 1 for Nathan. And of course, he's like, video me, because this is so good. It's like, perfect. And we make our own homemade tartar sauce by making homemade mayonnaise and then taking our homemade relish and blending our relish really fine, adding it to our mayonnaise. And you get the relish. And Madison loves the little extra crunchies. She eats those first and then eats her fish. makes two happy kids.
On baby watch.
No babies yet.
Okay.
Nope, not that way. This way.
Okay.
We got two babies. We got two babies. Look, they're very hyper little babies. Look at that.
Oh,
Just born today.
Yeah.
Look at that baby.
God, he's a good rabbit. We've never had one for.
Thanks again for joining us on this week's adventure. Thanks for bearing with us while we help our friend out as well. It is a lovely rainy night. And as always, please like, subscribe, and share with peoples. Thank you. Good night.